Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. This is a really quick video, but I'm sticking to my focus, which is utility, regulation, and corridors, URC, I'm going to call it. The first is an article that was published actually a couple of weeks ago, but I had missed it, and I was now became aware of it because Emi Yoshikawa of Ripple tweeted it out on her Twitter. Now I went to go look and I hit a paywall. And I think to myself, this company is really missing opportunity because they are leaving money on the table. And what do I mean by that? It's because if they were just monetized by Coil, they could be paid and I could read and share what they had to say in the interview. This is one of the many reasons why Coil makes a lot of sense. And in addition to this, I am always so amazed at how much David Schwartz does. You know, not only just all the interviews that he provides, but the Twitter responses that he gives and the presentations and his work in general. I just don't know how he finds the time to do it. Even if you go to Quora, you can find he is answering random questions every couple of days. I just don't know how he does it. Okay, the next little story is something that occurred on the 4th of December 2019 here in Japan. This is a speech by the governor of the Bank of Japan. His name is Haruhiko Kuroda. In his lecture, he talks about global stablecoins like Facebook Libra and also the central bank issued coins. Interoperability from page 8 to the end of this, which is to page 16, is really focusing on the importance of interoperability. It's not only important for the customer, but these benefits from collaboration are so important, and the fintechs, with this in mind, can expand the overall market size, and it is definitely a win-win. It promotes competition, innovation, and it avoids monopolies. So the fintech firms with the cashless services can be regarded as complements. He says it's like coffee and sugar. He is a strong advocate for the collaboration among payment service providers, and interoperability is critical for improving payment services in Japan. So Ripple's strong belief in interoperability leaves me with confidence that the company is going to continue to do very well in Japan. All right, and then today on the Ripple Insights, they are focusing on the professor at Kyoto University who is help leading Japan's implementation of the Ripple's University Blockchain Research Initiative. This is part of the Spring Initiative, and he feels that the study of blockchain can jumpstart this evolution because it forces the study of interrelated fields like economics, business, and law. Mr. Iwashita pictures the research and work on this subject directly informing new policies and regulation. You can see here that he envisions a long tail impact of blockchain study. Long tail effect or theory is a practice that was found, well, it's a statistical pattern, meaning that the value is far away from the mean or context. It was popularized by Chris Anderson. He wrote a book back in 2004 called The Long Tail, and it is really effective when it comes to niche services and products, and it's often a strategy that works. So I am happy to see that he is taking that same approach. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about yesterday's video again, because AMB Crypto covered it. And that's great. I'm not showing you this because of my ego, although of course it always feels good to have your research shared. But what I want to tell everybody, here's my number one lesson. You must always double check your spelling. And even if you are fast and in a hurry, and whether you're just emailing a friend or whatever, use spell check. And if you know something is not spelled right, don't be lazy. Correct it, because I was lazy and I just went and wrote the Philippines incorrectly. I was so embarrassed when I woke up this morning and saw that AMB Crypto had published it, and I'm just thinking to myself, oh, why didn't I correct that? So please learn from my mistake. All right, yesterday, gosh, you know what? And I just want to tell you that Nicholas, who was the active chat participant in my question about new corridors going live with ODL, yeah, it really was the CEO. I just didn't say that in yesterday's video, but when you compare the picture from the chat and the official picture of the CEO of that Flash FX payments company in Australia, yeah, it was him. So I think we can pretty much believe that is coming. All right. So and when I want to tell you about yesterday's video, I was so surprised because I did a little bit of Vegemite for the Australia content, which flowed nicely for the video. And I just was so surprised that so many people from Australia commented. So I went on to my statistics or the analytics on the backside of my YouTube channel, and I did see that, oh my gosh, Australia has flipped the Netherlands. So you can see by geography, the United States is the most representative of the demographics that watch this channel, followed by the UK, and now Australia and the Netherlands. I'm so sorry, all of you great people from the Netherlands, but Australia has bumped you down to 4th position. And then there's Canada, Germany, South Africa, France, and Japan. Kind of fun. And if you also compare, I looked at who watches the most by country. The New Zealanders watch the longest, followed by the Danes, and followed by the people of Estonia. So interesting. And the 3 countries that have the shortest time span for my videos are people from the Ukraine, Russia, and Nigeria. I don't know. It could be because of language barrier, right? I just don't know that for a fact. And then in just looking at a few more stats, you can see that the gender, I'm still just not high enough for female viewers. It's only still sitting at 5.9%. I would love to see this get up to at least 10%. The age that watches the longest is the age group of 65 plus or older, and the age group that watches the shortest is the 18 to 24-year-old. Yeah, I think that's a matter of, I just think that's a matter of when you are, just rushing through life a little bit too fast. Here you can see by age 18 to 24, I have a very, very small audience for that, just 1.9%. 25 to 34, 20.2%. The largest percentage of people who watch this channel are age 35 to 44. And then 45 to 54 is 25%, 55 to 64, still pretty good size at 15%, and then the 65 and older is 5.1%. So I don't know about you. Of course, everybody knows I am just stat crazy. So for me, I like to look at these stats occasionally. Okay, I am going to go officially to the fluff. I told you this was a really fast, quick video today. This is a very interesting fluff because the Kofukuji Buddhist temple, it's east of Tokyo, they began funerals for the Aibo dog robot made by Sony back in 2015. And they just recently, again, had another big funeral that took place just in the last couple of days. So it's getting a lot of coverage again in the newspapers here in Japan. More than 800 of the dog robots have been memorialized, according to the head priest. And it is honoring these machines that he says is consistent with Buddhist thought. This is the head priest holding one of these robotic dogs. Now, let me just explain a little bit further, because Sony the maker of Aibo, released it in 1999. 150,000 units were sold, and it was an expensive robot for a person to own one. It was in the range of 2,500 US dollars. The robotic dog, can move in very complex ways, and the dog even has a mischievous streak programmed in. So over time, the owner could train the dog, and it became real companions to people, especially older people. And I'm talking in a very serious way. The owners became deeply attached, and the Sony, the company, ended the production in 2006, but still people were having a lot of quality time with Aibo, their robotic dog. And in 2014, Sony stopped servicing the aged robots. And there was a secondary market where people provided parts and servicing outside of Sony, but it's getting harder and harder and harder to find the parts. So many of these dogs can never be brought back to life after they have a malfunction. And so they give it a real, authentic funeral here at this particular temple. And I'm going to put a link to the funeral that was done by National Geographic, which is quite interesting, because if you've never been to a Buddhist funeral here in Japan, this is exactly the way they are. And I think for many of you, that should be quite interesting. Okay, everybody. Yes, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.